Some of our older viewers may remember when we made Mythbuster videos. It actually wasn't that long ago, but we don't make them anymore because there really isn't that many interesting myths around. What we do have, however, are a bunch of smaller submissions that would never make their own Mythbusters video. So, where better to put them than a big video about 11 minutes of tiny little facts. Oh, also, sorry for the slow uploads, we're working on a big project and you'll see it soon enough. Anyway, the timer's already started when this video started, so let's not waste any more time. When a dragon spawns, the roof above the nest is closed off entirely by glass in order to stop players from bypassing the extremely difficult Dragon's Gate door that keeps them out. Statistically speaking, the average player will require 770 runs of floor 7 to get at least one Necron handle. Within 770 runs, 12% of players will be lucky enough to get at least 2 handles, and a further 3% will be fortunate enough to have 3 handles. Assuming each run takes 10 minutes including downtime between runs, it would take 128 hours to get the average handle. Based on current booster treaty prices, a Necron handle is worth $743, meaning that whilst players are grinding for a Necron handle, they are working for $5.80 an hour, which is more than the minimum wage was in the USA until 2008. Hey you, if you're watching this right now, there is a good chance you play Skyblock, and if you play Skyblock, there is a good chance you use the Essentials mod. Guess what? Look at this! It's my cat! You can now wear my cat on your head in Minecraft. The technology is crazy, I know. To see what my cat had to say about this, I showed her the in-game cat and then brought her for an interview. Blanca, what do you think of the new cosmetic? Yeah, I think she approves. To get this, all you gotta do is head over to the Essentials Cosmetic store, head to the partners, and buy my cat. She will be on your head forever. She even does this cute animation sometimes. Look at her. Oh, also, make sure to use the code HELLCASTLE for 10% off all non-partner cosmetics on the store. Oh, and if you aren't already using Essential, it's a totally free mod included with Patcher, the performance enhancing mod, that has a ton of social features and multiplayer features that allows you to instantly connect to friends' worlds and chat across Minecraft servers. It's available for all the most recent versions of Minecraft and 1.8.9. Just head over to essential.gg, hit download, choose the profile to install to, and installation is done. Okay, cat ad over. The infamous Golden Ball hunt was never actually supposed to be a hunt. The reason it took so long was that Deuces only ever tested the feature on a private admin server where normal sea creatures did not spawn above a certain Y level. We also made a video about this, so go watch it. If you break the block underneath a door on your private island, it turns into a note door. The Witherborn set bonus does not work whilst wearing armor pieces from different Wither sets. Sometimes during a volcano eruption, sulfur can be flung across to different Skyblock islands. There's a spider hiding in a crack in a wall in the Crimson Isles where you can feed another player to the spider and be rewarded with free pet XP and a funny chat message. Match sticks cannot be used to ignite TNT. Vanquishers have a base 1 in 640 chance of spawning upon killing any mob in the Crimson Isles. This chance is doubled after a dry state. This chance is doubled after a dry streak of 640 mobs, and triples after a dry streak of 1280 mobs. This means that the chance of spawning a Vanquisher from killing a Vanquisher is 0.00024% by default. If you go to the voting room in the hub and fly above the light thing above the jukebox, you can vote by clicking on the stone wall that hangs the lamp from the ceiling. There are only 4 items in the game that start with the letter X. These are the X, X largest storage, XX largest storage, and the X pedestal. Storm the Fish has a lie in its description. A Phantom Rod is the only item in the game that can cause a Mist Ghost to take knockback. Nothing else can, and they aren't supposed to. Buildings with smoke coming out of them are built with the smoke getting thicker as it gets further from the chimney, which is not how smoke works at all. The old Ember armor no longer has doubled stats in the Nether, and is also unobtainable. Flaming swords are also unobtainable. If you have any more than 233 magic find, it is impossible to get a dragon pet from a dragon fight from a superior dragon, as the chance of a dragon horn becomes 100%, which is rolled before the dragon pet. Otherwarp transmission does not have any Enderman level requirement when used on an aspect of the void. Only the crafting recipe is locked behind a level requirement, so anyone can just buy one and use it. Islands surrounding the deep caverns have not been updated, so appear as their old pre-updated versions. This includes the Spider's Den, which has its old spiky design, and this is the only island in the game to have not yet been updated. Timers in the dojo run in 0.05 second intervals because Minecraft runs at 20 ticks per second. Gemstone blocks take longer to break than gemstones panes, but ultimately reward more gemstones when broken, according to Fragilis. You cannot blow up a chest with TNT whilst you are inside the GUI. There is an enchantment called Rainbow that can only be applied to shears. It makes sheep drop random colored wool when sheared, and that's about it. You can kill an enemy with a weapon that has Soul Eater, and then get the strength from the Soul Eater on your next hit, regardless of which weapon you hit with. This includes punching too. You can't otherwarp onto a carpet block, and you also can't teleport if you have a block above your head, unless you look at an angle steeper than 38.3 degrees downwards from looking straight forward. Salmon opals used to have the longest item descriptions in the game, featuring the first 2 paragraphs from the Wikipedia page about opals. This has since been changed to just the Wikipedia link for opals, as the long opal lore caused lag issues for players using texture packs, and allegedly caused multiple duplication glitches due to the sheer amount of data held by the item lore. Every year on the 31st of December or 1st of January, the Skyblock hub will light up with fireworks every hour or half an hour when a country passes into the new year, and a message will be displayed on screen. The Ghoul Pet still has an ability that does absolutely nothing after the Reaper Scythe's ability was removed almost 2 years ago. The Ghoul Pet has even received a buff since that gave it extra ferocity, but they did not fix that third ability. Mushroom minions will sometimes dance in the dark. There are no other minions that can do this. Fairy armor will make a sound when you are near a soul that you have not collected before. If Hypixel Skyblock was a Steam game, it would be the 34th most popular game on Steam for concurrent players, being just beaten out by Stardew Valley at the time of recording. An accessory combining the effects of the Day Crystal and the Night Crystal used to exist, known as the Eternal Crystal. It was removed almost instantly after the first person obtained it, and has never existed since. Not that it was really that useful, because it had worse reforges, or nowadays would give you less magic power. Speaking of magic power, there is a math enjoyer in the hub who tells you the formula for the stats multiplier of accessory powers in terms of magical power. It's not as simple as you think. The description of the Smite enchantment changes every time you change lobbies. This also applies to every other enchanted book that adds damage against certain mob types. Bezel is an anagram of Blaze, and Jeffrey Preston Bezos is an American entrepreneur, media proprietor, investor, computer engineer, and commercial astronaut. In terms of damage type, Hellwisps count as zombies. This also applies to every mob in dungeons. There is a sea creature known as Peehilled Blast that has a 0.1% chance of being caught from the Peehilled Blast pool. It is not affected by sea creature chance and is a passive squid that eventually suffocates itself and drops some enchanted lily pads. It also has no requirements to catch. You can open your sack of sats by typing /sats with an X. According to Bestiary statistics, 1.5 million players have played the Nether update, and 12.5 million players have played since the Bestiary was added. Time Dio was the one who killed all the fairies. That's the only reason he knows where they all are. You monster. Some pet skins are actually animated, and these all have the mythic rarity. Shinkonet, the composer for most of Skyblock's music, has started including some leitmotifs into some of his more recent songs. Here is a part of the Spider Den theme in the Volcano theme. As well as a slightly altered part of Megalovania in Starleton's theme. And Among Us Drip remix, also in the Volcano theme. Anyways, this has been 11 minutes of absolutely useless Stablock information. Well, maybe one or two of them were slightly useful. Expect a very cool project on this channel soon, and follow us on Twitter. Okay, see ya, have a nice day.